And as we come to the end of the first quarter of the year, it's a great time to really take stock of some of your financial goals.
And here's a question for you. Are you ahead of where you want to be? Are you behind or barely making ends meet? Our money and business expert, Derrick Kinney, is here with some practical advice. Always great to see you, David. First, what are the most common things that keep people from reaching those money goals?
Well, even though inflation is low, the cost of eggs, the cost of meat, the cost of rent, the cost of putting your kids in extracurricular activities, the cost of childcare, all of those things are weighing heavily like a weight stack on people's shoulders right now, especially those viewers where they're struggling to make ends meet. And so they feel the pressure of not just saving money or paying down debt, but just simply making their mortgage payment, and can they make it to the end of the month? And that's a lot of pressure for people to face today.
And Derrick, you know, some folks didn't set any financial goals this year. Is it too late to start?
It's never too late. And what people want to realize is, even though we're starting March now and pretty soon it's going to be April, time goes by so fast. What you want to do is just think about what is one thing this month that you could do to improve your financial life. So we don't want to overcomplicate it. We don't want to have 10 rules because that can really bring people down and cause frustration. Just ask yourself, what is one thing I can do this month to get myself less into debt or out of debt? Maybe I want to pay off $500 of credit card debt and make that your number one goal. Even if you don't reach it, you'll be surprised by how much progress you can actually make by keeping it simple.
Would you say that is your number one advice for those who are barely making ends meet right now?
Yeah, you want to keep it super simple. Again, right now we see so much money is made to be complex and it's confusing and it causes people not to take any action at all. Ask yourself, what is one goal I can take? But also you want to make sure that you're not spending money where you don't need to spend money. For example, if you like your favorite latte every day on the way to the office, I'm not going to criticize you for that. There's no shame in your money game from my perspective. But then you want to cut something else in your budget, keep the joy, but not trim everything down so you don't enjoy anything about money at all.
I'm really glad you said that, Derrick, because so often you hear this financial advice and, you know, folks who don't have these high-end investments think that really doesn't apply to me. So, you know, what are some practical ways people can stay motivated to do better?
Well, you want to, again, keep it easy here and set quarterly incentives for yourself. So let's say that you want to get a pedicure, a manicure, your favorite artist is coming to the AAC. Buy the tickets and pay cash for them. Don't put them on the credit card, but you want to use that as a reward for yourself and also have an accountability partner. Could be your spouse, it could be your best friend, and say, look, over the next 3 months, I want you to ask me each week, how am I doing toward this goal? And you ask them about their goal, and then you can celebrate together because nobody wants to tell their friend they failed, and it feels good to make progress when someone's helping hold you accountable.
I'm curious, Derrick, before we let you go, what are your thoughts on generosity when you're barely making ends meet on your own?
Well, it's easy for me to say that because I love generosity. I wrote a book about it. What I would tell you is don't feel like you have to have a ton of money to be generous. For example, let's say that around the dinner table tonight, after this news program, you said, we're going to take $5 and talk to your family about what's a cause they care about and what could they give that $5 to. You'd be amazed by how enrolled they get in wanting to solve a problem. And for at least 5 minutes of your life, that $5 you're in total control of, and you're going to help make someone's life better, even if it's only $5 to start with.
Great advice. Thank you, Derrick Kinney, for joining us. And Jason Wheeler will be anxious to see you next time.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, thanks, Derrick.